The reality, however, is that if you charge 200 Rand, you're going to attract a 200 Rand client.
Yeah.
And you're going to attract a 200 Rand community. And what it does is that it keeps you stuck in a perpetual cycle where it becomes difficult to now increase that 200 to 300 because your 200 Rand clientele are now going to complain.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you?
I am so good and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Please tell us who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Hetty, the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I am South Africa's #1 monetization expert.
Yeah.
I help businesses and personal brands and organizations to grow within the online space and most importantly, to monetize.
Jeez. So I see here you have a beautiful book called Monetize.
Yes.
I think for me, every time when I see the word monetize, I actually think of YouTube. Like every time when I have to upload a video on YouTube, I can see monetize so that I can make money out of it. According to you, what is monetize?
All right.
Or monetization?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So monetization in essence is any activity that you do that helps you to make money.
Yeah.
That gives you money.
Yeah.
So, for example, both of us are on social media, as are millions of people. Some people are on there to connect with friends, family, maybe watch, comedy and laugh, etc. And then some of us are on there, and every time we go on social media, we make money. So if you're on social media and you're making money from it, you are monetizing it. And then if you're on there and you're not making money, then you're not monetizing it. So any activity that you do that generates an income for you means that you are monetizing that particular activity.
So are you saying that I can monetize maybe a skill?
Absolutely. You can definitely monetize a skill. So here is the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of our perception of monetization is based on the people that we follow.
Yeah.
So often at times it'll be celebrities, it'll be influencers, etc. And so as a result, we think that is the only way that we can actually make money online. So interestingly enough, if I take myself as an example, I am not a celebrity. I am not some famous beauty influencer. However, I am making 6 figures monthly online. And that is because I'm a knowledgepreneur. I use my knowledge and I share my knowledge. And as a result, I monetize. So even when I look at the clients that I work with, yes, there are influencers. Some of them are coaches, consultants, lawyers, doctors, accountants. One of my biggest clients is actually within the automotive industry. And they said, Hetty, we're selling cars. We're doing amazing. How do we sell more cars online? And so I train them on how to actually increase their sales online. I train their dealers within their dealerships nationwide on how to increase their car sales. So monetization is not limited to a certain few. It's not based on being famous or being popular. I don't have millions of followers, but I do make more money than some of your faves.
Geez, maybe let's take it back. I have a passion.
Yeah.
I love playing around with cameras. I love cooking. I love fixing cars, by the way, maybe with my uncle. So now I'm good.
Yes.
How do I get to monetize my passion and maybe put it out there online? I don't know how to do it. I know how to do it. I'm just making 150 there and there, but I don't know how to take it up on another level.
So first things first, what I always do is I do a specialization and a niche exercise. And what that in essence means is that when you are in the online space, what do you want to be known for? Because a lot of people, particularly individuals like yourself, that are multi-skilled, multi-talented, and multi-passionate, what ends up happening is you have several balls in the air. You are doing many, many, many things. Some of them you're doing well, but none of them are really doing great. And the reason for that is because your attention is focused in many different directions. So what we want to do is to actually say, when it comes to justice, what is your specialization and your niche? What is that thing that you want to be known for? That is what we call the bark of your tree. And we attach your personal brand to that. It needs to be solid and deeply rooted. So when a person thinks Hetty, for example, they automatically think monetization. Do I have other passions? Do I have other interests? Of course I do. But the bark of the tree is what I am known for. We build on that personal brand and ensure that it is deeply, deeply rooted. Once the foundation of your personal brand is solid, you can then have the branches of your tree. And people will follow you along with that because you've built the community, you've built the audience, you've got your brand amplification, and you are solid within the marketplace. Let me use an example of somebody that we already know. Let's say an Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, if you track her career, she's a journalist by profession. So she started off her television career as a journalist. Then she got the Oprah Winfrey Show. So her skill that she has been assigned at birth is to talk and to be able to conversate and communicate. That's the bark of her tree. That is what she's been known for with the Oprah Winfrey Show, deeply rooted for 25 years. But over time, as her personal brand grew, as she became a household name and somebody that when you mention the name, everybody knows, she then has the liberty to grow the branches and explore the other facets of herself, such as acting, such as entrepreneurship, such as philanthropy work, because your personal brand has now become strong enough that you can then be able to branch out. So we want to first of all establish what is your specialization and your niche. Once we've done that, we then come up with a digital plan.
A strategy, basically.
A strategy.
Yeah.
Your strategy is basically your GPS. If you are moving from one destination to a desired destination, you punch it into your GPS and it tells you the fastest route to get there. It'll tell you in 200 meters, turn left. There is a predictability when you have a digital strategy. Does it mean that there aren't going to be potholes along the way? Of course, you might need to reroute here and there. But without a digital strategy and plan, what ends up happening is like saying, I want to go to that destination, but I'm going to walk there.
So why is a digital strategy so important? Because I think a lot of people, they don't know how to even start.
They don't know how to start. And often at times, it's either they don't know how to start, so then they become paralyzed by fear and do absolutely nothing at all. Or they are so excited that it's like building a house. Instead of having a foundation, they then start with the roof. Because they're so excited and they skip important blocks. They'll open their social accounts. I am now a photographer. Come and book your session with me, etc. But then there is no plan. Who are you talking to? On what platform is that person? What problem are you solving? What pricing strategy are you following? What marketing strategy do you have? What are the other ways you're going to amplify your brand? What makes you stand out from somebody else who is equally as good as you, who has the same type of equipment as you, and who's offering exactly the same thing as you? What is going to be that differentiator between you and that particular person? So having a strategy allows you to now begin to plan well, to say, who is brand justice? How is brand justice going to show up in the online space? What is going to be different between me and the next person? How am I going to position myself in a way that allows me to stand out from the crowd and allows me to pave a path for myself in which I can then be able to play in? Because when you play with the masses, you end up playing the pricing comparison game. You end up playing within those muddy waters. But when you pave your own path, it's a lane for one.
Jeez.
It's a lane that you can play in and thrive in. And so that is why it's important to have a digital strategy, but also to have a monetization strategy as well.
On social media, especially Facebook and Insta, there's the boost button. Hetty, I'm a chef.
Yes.
I want to build my brand. And I've been boosting my meals. I've been boosting myself, videos and all that. But it seemed as if like I don't get traction. Like there isn't people are not following. People are seeing the post.
Yes.
But people are not following me.
Yes.
Why?
All right. So the boost button is similar to what I call highway traffic.
Okay.
So think of yourself on the highway and there's a billboard, right? Somebody's put their billboard there and they'll say, "Oh, 10 million people have seen your billboard. Well done." And you're like, "But I haven't received a single phone call, not one inquiry, not one email. What are those 10 million people seeing?" It's highway traffic. They're driving past.
Jeez.
So that's often what the boost button does. When a person comes to our monetization agency and they say, "Hetty, I really need proper help with our advertising." First of all, we do an audit. What are they already doing? Then what we do is we go into the back end. That's where we run their ads, not on the boost button. So the back end, we are able to do certain things. For example, you are a photographer. Let's say, for example, you are specialized in maternity shoots, hypothetically. We are then going to start looking at people that have recently posted that they are expecting a child. People that are following pages for newborn babies. People that are following pages for, baby advice, upcoming mummies, and all of that stuff. What are we doing? We are specifically targeting your ads to your target audience. We can target people who are following pages for new mothers, groups for new mothers, people that have gone onto websites looking for things like maternity clothes, because it means that they'll give birth soon and therefore a shoot will be needed.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, we are more strategic. We're not focused on highway traffic. The eyeballs that may see your ads may not be as much as the 10 million people on the highway. It may only be, let's say, 20,000 people, but it is the right people. And because your messaging speaks to them, they are then able to respond to it. So, more is not always more in the online space. Sometimes less is actually more.
I wanted to ask you, I'm going to make an example with Kotato. Kotato is a engineer.
Yeah.
He's a photographer.
Yes.
He's a cameraman, basically.
Yes.
Is it okay for him to put all of these titles in one social media, or he needs to like divide and say, this one is for photography, this one is for engineer, this one is for whatsoever?
So it really depends.
Yeah.
If whatever it is you're doing, there is a golden thread, then yes, you can put it all together.
Yeah.
For example, Hotato, for example, might be a camera person.
Yeah.
But he is also able to direct at a shoot. He is also able to provide spaces in which people are able to shoot.
Yeah.
All of those things have a golden thread, because there's a strong possibility that if a person needs a photographer, they might also need a venue to shoot. They might also need direction during the shoot, etc. So all of those things are able to feed into each other. The problem now comes if Hotato is a photographer, then tomorrow he's selling Herbalife, then the next day he's trying to give us engineering solutions. Because then I come on and I'm like, what does Hotato do?
Happening? Yeah.
What do I come to him for? And when we are unsure, we rather go to somebody for whom we are sure of what we're going to get out of it. So it is not to say don't be multi-passionate, but sometimes you need to decide, what am I actually going to focus on for this particular season? What am I going to be pushing in this season? And make that crystal clear to your audience.
With your agency, every time when you engage with your clients, is consistency a challenge?
Consistency is absolutely a challenge. And sometimes that is the very reason why people contact us. They will say, Hetty, I know I need to be online. I know that I need to be found on Google. I know that I need to email my clients. I know these things are important. I've got far too many things on my plate.
Jeez.
not only from a business perspective, but also from a personal perspective. Life is happening and I simply cannot do it. And so our agency then is able to assist them. Sometimes we do content creation shoots where we literally create their content 3 to 4 months in advance. And then it therefore allows us to be able to edit their content, put it online for them, and really just plan their lives better from a social media and an online presence perspective.
Why do you think businesses are failing online?
A lot of businesses are failing online because they don't have a strategy. They think that they need to hard sell, which is a massive mistake. I've got a t-shirt, buy now, 250 Rand. That no longer works.
Jeez, man.
So it used to work in the past and people used to make lots of sales in the past, but that doesn't work anymore. And a lot of people are stuck in what used to work and they're continuing it, hoping that it'll continue to work, and it doesn't. That's why Musica no longer exists.
Yeah.
That's why BBM is no longer there. That failure to be able to adjust and really adapt to the modern way of doing things and how the times have changed. It's very important for business people. I don't think people are taking themselves seriously enough in the online space to actually say, you know what, my specialization is as a medical doctor. I know how to look after my patients. I know how to diagnose them, take care of them, etc. But I don't know how to get them through the door. I don't know how to make them know that my practice exists. Let me invest in a monetization expert that can help me get the feet through the door so that I can then do what I know how to do.
But it's like we're failing to convince these clients. They don't want to go online. They just want the traditional way of doing things, the traditional way of advertising. I'm a businessman or I'm a businesswoman. I'm trying to convince a client to move from traditional way of doing things and into social media marketing. How do I do that?
First of all, you need to get out of the business of convincing and get into the business of attracting.
How do I do that?
Because what is happening is if you are swimming in a pool of individuals that you need to convince that they need your service, that they need your whatever it is that you are offering, they may not be your ideal client. There are 2 things that are needed in order for you to monetize. Number 1, you need to find individuals that see value in what you are offering. They must see the value in what you are offering. Number 2, they must be able to afford you. Those 2 things must be in place in order to monetize. You might meet a young person that sees the value in what you're offering. They're part of the digital age. Justice, what you're saying is absolutely correct, but they can't afford you. They're not your ideal client.
How do I get them to afford me?
You can't get them to afford you. You need to change your target market.
Sure. Yeah.
You can't get them to afford you. You need to be able to change your target market. That is why a strategy is important, because we need to sit down and say, who are the people that need what you are offering and will see the value in what you are offering and can afford it as well. Once we have established who those people are, we then formulate a marketing plan to put you in front of your ideal customer. We study them. We must know them better than you know yourself, Justice. You see, the problem with entrepreneurs is we are focused on ourselves.
Me.
Forgetting that we are servants to our clients. And in order to serve them, we must understand them. What television shows do they watch? Who are they following on social media? What websites do they visit? What do they like to do over the weekends? What events do they attend? Once we've understood them, what matters to them, what problem they're looking to solve, what their desires are, it is then easy for us to say, great, now that we've understood them, how do we place you in front of them? How do we ensure that you are at the events that they are at, the conferences, the seminars that they are at? How do we ensure that you are on the platforms that they frequent? Because remember, they don't yet know that you exist. Jeez. So we therefore need to intentionally place you in front of them. That's what you need to do. When you're not in the business of convincing, we're not convincing anybody here. If you have got a valuable product, service, or personal brand, you just need to place yourself in front of the people that see the value in what you're offering and can afford what you're offering. That is your ideal client. The minute any of those two things are missing, they are no longer your ideal client.
I think that's a result of why you try to monetize your skill or your business and you don't get revenue back. It's because of you focused on the wrong client.
You're focused on the wrong client. And a lot of people also mistake business for charity work. Oh, I really, really want to help this particular group of people, but can they afford you? Can they afford you? So you need to be able to understand, are you running a business or are you running a charity? Because if you are running a business and you run it successfully, then you can use the revenue you've generated to do charity work. But you cannot start your business as if you are running a charity.
Jeez. So the system, the structure basically of the business is just messed up.
It's completely messed up. It is flawed. That is why I say that it is like building a house. The strategy is the foundation of the house.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't want to spend those 2 or 3 months working on that foundation and making sure it's solid so that you can then be able to build your way up. But excitement, they want to start with the roof or garden.
Yeah.
You understand?
Too quick to make money.
Too quick, not only to make money, but also just to put themselves out there. Justice has a podcast. Therefore, I'm also waking up and doing a podcast. It looks so easy. Forgetting what did it take for Justice to begin his podcast? What research did he have to do? Who did he have to shadow? What did he have to study? How does he determine his guests? What did he have to do behind the scenes in order for you to see what you are watching right now? No, Linna ke batla podcast. So when you follow that type of model where you are me too, I can do it, then you kind of flow with the wind, and wherever it blows, that's where you go. But when you've got a strategy, it also helps with your decision making because you've understood in 2023, this is what our plan is. I am focused on this. Therefore, if an opportunity comes, does it align with my 2023 strategy? Nope. Then you respectfully decline. Yes, then you go for it. It helps you even in how you apportion your time.
So every time when I approach a client and I quote this much, maybe let's say I quote 2 phones, right? Does that mean that my quoting or my charging reflects my confidence?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your pricing is a reflection of your self-esteem.
Sure. So if I charge one, let's say maybe I'm a videographer and I charge like 500, which means my self-esteem is like slacking just a bit. Absolutely. So if I charge high, does it mean that?
Yeah, your pricing, let me explain this to you. Your pricing is a reflection of your self-esteem because often at times when people are starting out, they tell themselves, you know what, I'm just starting out. I don't have any clients yet. Let me price low so that, I can build up my portfolio and build up my client base, etc. The reality, however, is that if you charge 200 Rand, you're going to attract a 200 Rand client.
Yeah.
And you're going to attract a 200 Rand community. And what it does is that it keeps you stuck in a perpetual cycle where it becomes difficult to now increase that 200 to 300 because your 200 Rand clientele are now going to complain.
I run a small business.
Yes.
I've got 2 employees.
Yes.
That I'm really struggling to pay, right?
Yeah.
How do I get more clients? Because every time when I try to pitch to clients, it's like, man, they're not interested in whatever that I'm trying to offer. You spoke about me trying to offer something that is of value, you know, so that they know, okay, if we use this, what this guy's offering, basically we're going to make a revenue out of it.
Yes.
How do I get to have more clients? Because I'm struggling and
yes.
I'm literally going to a point whereby I'm going to let one of my guys go.
Yes.
How do I get to more clients?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in order to get more clients, we work on what I term a client acquisition strategy.
Yeah.
So this thing of blindly sending your business profile via email doesn't work.
Does having business cards work?
Absolutely not.
Jeez.
When you give somebody your business card, it goes straight into their handbag, and that is where it goes to die.
Oh my word. Yes, so there's no need for
and I
do.
need that to sink in to anybody that is listening. Business cards don't work. So what you want to do when you are meeting somebody is, number one, you want to either get each other's social media and follow each other back immediately, get their telephone number and pop them a WhatsApp so that they can save your number. Why are we doing that? Because everything is about relationship building. When you've exchanged each other's numbers, it allows you to send a message once in a while to say, hey, you crossed my mind. I thought I would say hello. Also, your status updates when you are posting yourself in a professional setting, the work that you do, etc., gets sight of them. They also get sight of you on their social media timeline. So what that does is that it creates point of call recall. So you are at their top of mind. Top of mind recall means that when they are thinking that they're looking for a photographer, because they see your content frequently, they'll remember, oh, Khotato's there. Right?
Yeah.
So that is important. By simply giving somebody your business card, sometimes you're cleaning out your handbag, you see all these business cards. You don't even remember where you met them, how you met them, what the story was, even though they may have really been such a great person. It is not effective. You want to be able to exchange details. You want to be able to keep in touch with the person so that you can nurture the relationship. Nurturing of relationships is very important ingredient in networking.
Jeez, man, I feel like it's very difficult for us to grow our social media pages. I've been trying and I'm doing a lot of work, but I'm struggling to grow obviously now I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, which is doing well.
Yes.
But my Insta, Facebook, it's like very difficult because I'm doing so many things. Like I direct, I shoot, I do this, I DJ, I want to act. Like I feel like I'm just struggling to focus on one thing because I'm multi-talented, you know?
This is what I want to also say to you.
Yeah.
People have this misconception that they need to blow up on all the platforms they're on. You need to have a primary platform. What is your primary platform? This is your platform where you are going to build your audience. You're going to build your community. This is the platform where you're obsessed about how the algorithm works, what time you should be posting, what hashtags you should be using, who you should be doing strategic commenting with. That is the platform for that. Then you've got your secondary and your tertiary platforms. Those platforms, you have a presence because you do want to have a presence throughout, but you're not as obsessed with those platforms. We make the mistake of thinking you need to try and have hundreds and thousands of followers across all of your platforms. No.
Yeah.
So for my own personal brand, it's Instagram. Okay. Yes, you'll find me on TikTok. Yes, you'll find me wherever. Those are my secondary and tertiary platforms. So because I have understood Instagram, I understand when they make changes. I understand what they reward. I'm able to earn a full-time income on Instagram. Now, I would not be able to do that if I am splitting my attention between that and Twitter and this and that and that. So when you build your primary platform and you decide, you know what, I'm now going to spread out to YouTube or somewhere else, you are able to then take your audience from your primary platform because there's no burden of proof there. That's where your community is. And you're able to channel the direction to the new area that you are looking to build. So the problem here is you're putting your hand in many pots and none of them are actually cooking. And that becomes a challenge. Have a primary platform that you work on. Now, in terms of the question that you asked about how do you get clients? So we work with individuals on their client acquisition strategy. All right.
Okay.
A client acquisition strategy, once again, is like your GPS to get clients.
Okay.
Now, this day and age, you have to be innovative, Justice. The old way of getting clients does not work. There are a million justices out there trying to get the exact same client. So you need to be memorable. You need to learn how to form relationships. You need to be able to place yourself in front of your ideal client in a clever way. So sending a cold email doesn't work. They receive hundreds of those every single day. Sometimes we use guerrilla marketing with our clients. Sometimes we do experiential marketing with our clients. Sometimes we do relationship nurturing with our clients, particularly when we have clients who are trying to get corporates. We do a lot of relationship nurturing because, believe it or not, you're trying to get Vodacom, Momentum, and so forth. They're made up of human beings like you and me. And so if you know how to nurture the relationships of the people that you're looking to target, it makes it so much easier to be able to get a foot through the door. So the mind of which we look at getting clients also then therefore needs to shift.
Can you monetize Facebook? Can you monetize Insta? Can you monetize, I'm not sure about Twitter, but can you monetize those too?
Yes, you can. The issue that is here is you are thinking about it from the platform paying you.
Okay.
Right? So you are thinking about it, for example, in YouTube, it's predictable. You've got your 4,000 watch hours. Now they've also included shorts, your number of subscribers and watch time, etc. So you're thinking about it in those particular terms. Every platform is different. So Instagram, if you want to monetize just the platform itself paying you, it's through subscriptions. Facebook, it's through your stars and all of those things. The way that I monetize on my platforms is very different. So what I do is I use my social media to help me to generate my 7 streams of income.
Okay.
Remember, the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, correct? So we all know that. Now, a lot of people think, oh, must I now go and find 7 new skills and invest in 7 different businesses, etc.? It gives you a headache. What I teach my clients is that you take your one skill and you find 7 different ways of earning an income from that one skill. So let me give you an example. I go onto social media. I teach people about monetization. Because I teach about monetization, people book consultations with me. Hetty, I'm an organization. I am a lawyer. I need more clients. I'm an influencer. I'm a coach. I'm a consultant. What do I need to do? And I'm able to help them personally because it's one-on-one time. Right? I've got this book which we'll talk about, which is a guide to monetization. People will come across my page and they'll be like, oh, I definitely need to get my hands on this book. This is another revenue stream. I've also got my retainer clients. Those are individuals for which our agency basically becomes their marketing and monetization department. And we then execute all of their marketing and monetization activities. Now, because I speak online and because people have seen my proficiency in being able to speak and articulate myself, I then get booked for speaking engagements.
Jeez.
You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So these are just a few of the revenue streams. I also do training and facilitation a lot for my corporate clients in the automotive industry, in the insurance industry, in the health industry, and in banking as well. because
Jeez.
they need to be able to really have the agility to be relevant within the online space in order for us to continue to even want to use their services. There are others that book me just for a business diagnostics. Hetty, come in, look at our business and give it an X-ray, where we are then able to see what is working, what isn't working, where you're leaving money on the table, where are the areas that you are vulnerable and what can be improved upon.
Yeah.
So we go and do business diagnostics. So where do these people find me? Instagram, my primary platform.
Jeez.
That is why I say to people, monetization does not only have to be you begging on corporates, please, let's do a paid sponsorship deal for a post. Do you know how many people are begging the same momentum?
There's a lot of them.
For a paid sponsorship deal.
Jeez.
How many people? No, really.
There's a lot. There's a
some
lot,
of them, they are, and that's why people are willing to actually be paid less than what they are actually worth, because they are many fish in that particular pond.
So what you're saying is that for me as a videographer, what I can do, and I do podcasting as well.
Yes.
I shoot ads. I shoot for social media. I can also train people how to start a podcast. I can also train people how to shoot. I can also teach people how to take pictures. Basically, my skill, I can literally turn it into 7 streams of income.
You can turn it into 7 streams of income.
Jeez, man.
You can turn it into 7 streams and more.
Oh my word.
And more. So one of my clients, she's one of like the biggest like YouTube bloggers and so forth, and is now doing workshops to actually teach people, how do you start a YouTube channel? How do you teach people how to crack the algorithm, how to discover what it is that they want to do on there. So there are many different things, because here is the thing. Whatever comes naturally to you that you do, you can be able to monetize it. The difficulty, especially with people that look like us and sound like us, is that we actually haven't been taught that we can make money from what comes naturally to us. And as a result, it's something that's strange, that how do I charge someone for something that I do all of the time? But somebody else that does not know how to do it and is a beginner is actually willing to pay to acquire the knowledge that you have.
Jeez, man, you're making me think out of the box. Like I didn't take it like that. Like I thought maybe I can just shoot a podcast or just shoot any commercial and that's it. Like I can literally turn it into 7 streams of income.
Absolutely.
Wow, jeez, thank you so much. Please tell us about the book.
All right. So this book it's been a long time in the making. It's called Monetize with Hetty, the Entrepreneur.
Okay.
It's a 21-day guide that I've written together with my business partner.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, Justice, when we started this book, it was thick. It was like an encyclopedia.
It looks so small.
Like exactly.
Yeah.
And this is really strategic for a reason. Have you ever experienced this, Justice? You buy a book.
Yeah.
You have all of the best intention of reading the book, but several months later, it's gathering dust on a shelf. It happens, right? And the reason for that is a lot of books are very convoluted, and we are living fast-paced lives, and we are very, very busy. So we said, actually, the person that's going to read this book and is looking to monetize online does not need an encyclopedia-sized book. They need something short and simple that they can be able to implement.
Does it have an audio version of it?
It doesn't have an audio version as yet, but I certainly think it's something that we can explore.
Okay.
Because I know that a lot of people love to listen to audio, especially when they're driving. I'm one of those people. I listen to podcasts while I'm driving. So this book is divided into 2. The first one is a foundational understanding of monetization.
Okay.
Also understanding the psychology of monetization. Why do people buy? Why do people buy from you? Because you are selling, but you don't understand what motivates the person to buy. The problem is not a shortage of money. It is your inability to know how to transfer that money from somebody else's pocket into yours. That's where your problem is. The problem is not the scarcity of money. Money is there. It's abundant.
Basically, this thing is all about mindset. You just need to change.
A great deal of it.
You just need to change your mindset. Basically.
Absolutely. When I changed my mindset, I began to earn in multiple currencies. When I decided that actually I am a child of this world just like everybody else. And if that is the case, why am I only earning in South African rands? Why can I not earn in US dollars, in yen, in pounds, in euros? What stops me if I'm operating within the online space? It was mindset. That my own money goals were limited to rands.
Mindset.
So it really is set on mindset. So the first half of the book, it's purely the foundation of monetization. The second half of the book, I then share some basic strategies that you can be able to implement. Every chapter also has a case study.
Okay.
I think it's very important, particularly as African people, to see examples of what we are looking to accomplish. So I share case studies of actual clients that our agency has worked with so that people can see what is possible for them in their life. It's not about me. It's about what you can do in your life. So we've got lawyers, doctors, accountants, consultants, coaches, influencers, every type of example you can think of so that people can be able to see what is possible for them.
Wow, man. Where can people get the book?
So the book is available on all of my social media platforms. The link in the bio. You can purchase the book and it will be delivered to you.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for coming through. Like, we've learned so much. I've learned so much. I think there's so many things that I've been doing wrong. And I think now I need to go back to the drawing book and this is how I need to move, my structure and all that, I feel like you made me aware of certain things that I was not even aware of.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you. You look stunning. I hope at the end of this video, we're going to make sure that we make you look more stunning. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's your final words to that young person who's trying to make it to the world?
My message and my business is entirely focused on the African entrepreneur. I believe that on our continent, we have not even scratched the surface. I believe that we are the most talented people. We are the most ingenious people. I believe that we are a gift to the world. There are many ways that we can make money. There are many ways that we can impact the world. And the online space is the great equalizer. It doesn't care if you are in Sandton or if you are in Khayelitsha. If you have got a phone and you have got the ability to switch on that phone, you can monetize. And that's why I wrote this book. Not everybody can be able to afford my services, but everybody can at least scrape together 290 Rand if you're collecting or 390 if it's being delivered to you and begin on your monetization journey. Inclusive of that, every book has a voucher, which gives them a discount for a consultation with myself so that I can be able to personally help them. We are the people that we are waiting for. There is absolutely nobody that's going to save us. That is actually the good news, because we already have everything that is required within ourselves to live the life that we dream for ourselves. We just need to go out there and we need to claim it as ours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through.